Andrew, man, good to see you, bro. Welcome
too.
to People of Durham. So introduce yourself and how'd you find yourself here?
Yeah, my name's Andrew Valyrear, and I'm here because I know you,
Yes.
and we've worked together on a couple projects. You've actually recorded a video for me for a smart home that I did in Cavan, and it's
Beautiful
my
cabin.
best. Yeah, very beautiful. It's my best YouTube video,
Dude, 180,000 something views.
Yeah.
It's my best video ever. That's sick, dude. I think we did the Harlem Shake video when that was a thing. And that got, I think, like something in the 6 digits too. But I think this beats it actually.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, my second best video is Harlem Shake. So I'm glad that something actually corporate video production wise related is actually the best.
Yeah, so I mean, I want to do more content this year, and I think one of the things I've realized I really need to actually get help in the areas where I'm not an expert and to delegate things. So that's we reached out again. You want to do some automation at your house, so I just think it's a great fit.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's wild you say that too, because we were talking before as well, and I commented that you're like a Leonardo da Vinci because you were like you're doing tile, duct work, you're doing like everything in your home, and you're just like Iron Man, like analyzing. Okay, so that's how you do it, and then you just did it. And so to come to me for video though is like incredibly like inspiring and honorable, and like likewise, I doing anything smart home integration is like overwhelming for me to even like do and get the professional to do it. That's not something I would even like let anyone else do. But you took like so many trades and you did a pretty good job with it. Talk a little bit about your house actually, since we're kind of there right now.
Yeah, cool. So me and my wife Julia bought a house a little over a year ago, and part of the reason why we picked the house was because the potential for there to be like a basement suite there.
Nice.
Her mom was widowed a couple of years ago, so I wanted to create space for her to have the chance to move in with us. And then also I wanted to turn it into a net zero home.
Wicked.
And I just saw a lot of potential for that. It's like a 1965 bungalow with a walkout, and the basement was kind of bare. They basically put like cardboard on the walls.
Oh, jeez.
So it would have been an easy demo. And then, so we've just been chipping away at that project for about a year, and we've done a lot of stuff to it. Yeah.
That's wicked, dude. Yeah. Even including tile, ductwork, electrical a little bit.
Yeah. Like I took on a lot of things that I've never done before.
That's wicked.
Yeah. So like I did the full electrical system down there. I had some really good help. Like one of my really good friends is a master electrician. So he's in BC. So I had like video chats with him, and he kind of went through everything, but I know how to run cable, and I know like I have done basic electrical before, but never to this scale.
Right.
And never anything that had to be passed by the ESA. So that part was like I was a bit on edge about just making sure the electrical inspector didn't come in and fail me. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy, man. That is so cool. So net zero home. That is like the biggest middle finger to the, it's the best way to kind of future proof savings and longevity in your own home. And especially when there's like a power outage, there's so many good things about net zero, and it's a huge investment, long-term as well too. It's pretty awesome. And so, what about like net zero? How much do you think, how many homes are net zero? Do you think?
Not very many.
Not many at all.
Probably like 1% of houses in Canada.
Yeah. And it really should be way more, right?
Yeah. I think one of the coolest things, like you said, the biggest middle finger, like I love the idea of not having somebody lording over me. I think I'm like naturally rebellious. So the fact that I could go to the gas company and be like, I'm not doing your services anymore. And they're like, what do you mean? Like, why? And I'm like, because I don't actually have any gas needed at my house. Everything's going to be electric. Like essentially what happened to vehicles is happening to my house. So it's like we're doing like a whole home battery, solar panels on the roof. I did improve the insulation value dramatically. Like we spray foamed the walls and put in some insulated flooring. One of the ways that you start is you do like an energy audit, which is pretty affordable. It's like $600.
Okay.
And then you actually can get that money back in a rebate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and then the energy auditor is the one who tells you like where your inefficiencies are. And then he kind of creates a report that you can follow. So I did that. I was losing 55% of my energy through my concrete slab in my basement.
Oh my.
Yeah. And he said that I basically had like a 2 square foot hole of air loss just like leaving my house. So, so like knowing that, we insulated the floor. We put, was just like a thin insulated, like subfloor that then the actual floor will go on top of, and then spray foam the walls. And then we added insulation in the attic. I didn't want to touch the main floor, cause I just didn't want to go through that extensive of a renovation. But what was kind of, I know I'm going here, but like
we'll go here and
But what made me like go in the automation direction was I was like, okay, like the main way to net zero an existing home is this called energy sprong.
Okay.
Where you basically add like a 2 foot extension to the exterior of the home, and then you fill that with insulation.
Okay.
And you finish it. So it just looks like a new like wall basically around your house. And then that makes your building like airtight.
Oh, sick.
Right? Yeah. So that's a really popular method, but I was like, I don't want to lose, I'm in a subdivision. I don't want to lose like my pathway down to the backyard. I only had about like 5 or 6 feet. So I didn't want to make that smaller. And I didn't want to go through this crazy extensive renovation. So I was like, well, what could I do with automation to make this better? So that's why we're doing things like a smart electrical panel. We're using occupancy sensors throughout the home to like manage whether power needs to be sent to a room in the house, whether it's occupied or not, or like, is the entire home unoccupied? Then can the entire home go into this eco mode where only essential loads like your refrigerator and freezer and your heating and cooling system are getting power, but everything else just gets turned off? Can that bring my consumption down enough that it's all then covered by my solar array? So that's kind of the, I'm actually not there yet. I'm doing my solar system once the snow is off of the roof, but then I'll be able to do like a year's worth of data to actually determine whether it's the right move. I'm confident that it is, but that's the direction that we're going in.
Yeah, 100%, dude. That's like, even if it's like marginally better, I mean, I think that'll be super interesting. But to get like I'll be your second controlled case study.
Cool. Yeah,
man, that's wicked. And let's see. So net zero. How did this all come about? What's your origin villain story, if I may?
Well, like I love the natural world, you know, and like to me, it's like I find it's a place that I actually go to experience like ultimate truth. And in sort of as I've grown up into a man here, I've realized that the truth can be such a flippant thing in the world, and especially with people, and so I was like, how do I like lean into truth more in my life? Because I felt my 30s, there were moments that were very unsettling for me. Some realities that I kind of came up, I had a divorce happen. I had some things that I thought were true end up not being true at all. And so it sort of shaked my foundation. And then I realized that, for me to find peace and clarity in my life, I wanted to lean into truth as much as I could. And so one of the things that I think is an ultimate truth, there's not many of them, but it's that like everything is connected.
Wicked.
And
cool.
We're connected to everything on this earth, and everything is connected to us. And so
100%. I believe that.
Me too, and I've experienced that. Like, and so like, and then I'm somehow this like tech guy. So I was like, I'm like, I want to, there's this part of me that wants to run away naked into the forest and like, eat mushrooms and plants. And it's maybe not realistic when I want to start a family, but, so then I was like, well, how do I take this like tech background that I've been doing since I was like 12 and, foster that care for the earth and the natural world into what I already do. And so I was like, you know what, I'm like, I'm never gonna do a career that doesn't like have me operating in harmony with the earth as much as possible. And so I was like, you know, this whole net zero thing is confusing. It's complicated. It's like, I think the average person doesn't necessarily know what to do about some of the like overwhelming information we hear about, you know, maybe wildlife loss or habitat loss. So I was like, how do I contribute to that in a good way in my work that I'm doing? So then I was like, I'm going to learn how to do net zero conversions. And yeah.
That's wild. I feel like the holistic approach of net zero is going to be something that's so obvious, hopefully in a best case scenario 100 years from now, where we look back and it's like, wow, like plumes of smoke and like, oh my God, how did they do this? And like to come from with a tech background or tech business rather, and to be like, to have such importance with nature is huge too. I think that's great actually. And that's actually a little bit something I've just learned from you right now. Actually, I didn't quite know that, to be honest. And that's awesome, dude. I think like there's like, you know, probably consciousness came from like a mycelial network of early humans eating mushrooms and being like kaboom, right? Probably. And you know, I think the future needs a bit of nature. And it's almost funny. It's 100%. Like James Cameron is actually a genius making Avatar, because that's actually the most important story to be told, which is kind of funny. But yeah, wild. And when you were 12 and a kid, like, what did you get thrown your way to like even be exposed to like anything like this, man? Like, how did?
Like the, you know, I just want to add one point before we jump, was that I think that homes that are healthy for people are healthy for the planet as well.
True.
Because we don't exist outside of this. And I think there's this idea that humans have that we're somehow separate from the natural world, and we're not.
Yeah, true.
So I want to bring that into what I do.
Yeah, I hope like architecture in the future. I'm so sick of these like subdivisions looking all boring, and like I want like more like circular architecture. You know, like make the future look like the future and stuff.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I totally agree with
like
that.
a future like library potential extension. I feel like a circular room would do well. I just feel like I would. This is why I made this curved wall. It needed because I don't want to be contained by flat walls.
Yeah, for sure.
So fast forward from all of that, and now you're running this wicked company called Uplynk. And that's such a great name. That's super cool.
Thank you.
It's also a TV show, I believe.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Send them a cease and desist letter.
Yeah, you should. It's pretty cool. It's about like being. Oh no, it's called Upload actually.
Oh, okay.
Where when you die, your consciousness gets uploaded to like this artificial VR heaven, and it's quite interesting. You should check it out.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, so smart home technology. What are some projects you're doing nowadays, like this year? What's coming up, and what's what are, you know?
Yeah, so something that we just actually finished a project in Nanaimo, BC. So we did a Savant home out there, which was really cool. That was kind of my first project where I actually wasn't on site doing the work. I consulted with the homeowner about you know, their home automation system and what they wanted to achieve, and then I basically said, okay, these are the products that you need to buy. And then I consulted with the electrician who installed everything in the home, and then I flew out there for a week and programmed the system while I was there, and then flew back home. But the cool thing about it was that we're actually still able to control the system here in Ontario to make any adjustments that the client needed. So that just wrapped up, which was awesome because I want to do more of that, you know, and broaden our reach.
That's amazing that like you were able, like myself, it was very difficult for me to like not have my fingers in like productions and projects and to like, was that difficult to do?
For sure. For sure. I think as an owner, like I think there's like levels of control that I have to continue to let go of if I really want this vision to be fully realized. And so like I ultimately have to trust people.
Good for you, man. That's a lot of growth. That's wild.
Yeah.
So, how do you, what's like, so you mentioned like a first stage, like kind of like, I'll call it an audit or diagnosis or, you know, like of what a potential homeowner wants to do to their home. And of course, best case scenario is when you can still see the studs in the wall But
100%.
I guess let's say, the home's built and everything, like my home. What are some key points that potential viewers might, like to hear about, like how you do your process, I guess, of like when you go through a home? And obviously it all starts with like some heart, I'm assuming, some central control point, but also what's possible and what the client even wants to do, I guess, too, of course. But let's assume like a full-blown everything home that a buyer wants to do, or a seller, or sorry, a homeowner.
So I basically, the beginning is just like a what's possible conversation. It's funny you even just said that. So it's like I meet the client and his family, and I go, what do you know now, and what would you like to do, right?
Sweet.
So and then there's like some ideas that a lot of people go, oh, everything's Wi-Fi now. And I go, no, it's not. So that's a bad idea, right?
Yes, right.
And I basically learned like, I want speakers in my kitchen. I've got a a pool in my backyard. I want Wi-Fi out there, and I want some audio out there. I just capture their vision.
Wicked.
And then we then kind of go over like what sort of ecosystem they want to use to control everything. And then that will basically be where I start to add suggestions about, because you want to do this and this, I think this is the best system to use.
Sweet.
Like there's, Google Home, Alexa, HomeKit, Savant, Control4, all these systems. I'll help them decide, because that needs to be chosen early on,
right? Because
then every product that we buy after that has to be able to fit into that system.
Yeah, of course.
And then where that gets amazing is that like devices that can talk to you and each other allow you to unlock the power of like routines and scenes, where you can say I'm home, and then it's like your lighting, your audio, all your locks, like all these things are responding to you,
right?
Instead of just like you having to do this all manually with a bunch of smart products that don't actually communicate with each other.
Yes.
So I'll do that process, and then I kind of come up with a design. It's really similar to an architect, right? Like if you say, I want to build this house, here it is. And he goes, how many rooms? What are you going to do in those rooms? Like I do a similar thing. And then I create the design using their floor plan if they have one. And then I basically just sell them on me and my team and the idea. And then we come and install everything in the home.
Sick.
Yeah.
How many do you think you've done in, let's say in the Durham region?
Smart homes?
Yeah. From like even the smallest project, Starlink
probably like thousands, man.
Sick.
Like I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What I think's cool about me, and if I was to, boast a bit, it's like my dad's company was delivering the internet to people for the first time.
What?
And so I
wicked.
was like, I'm dating myself here, but it's like we would give people access to the internet, and they would be like, holy shit, like, can my printer go on the internet? And I'd be like, yeah, I can. And they'd be like, how do I do that? And I'd be like, well, you need Wi-Fi. And they'd be like, what's Wi-Fi? And then I get a router,
Yeah.
And then like, they'd be like, can my barn go on the internet? And I was like, yeah, you can beam Wi-Fi to your barn. And he'd be like, wow, well, my horses are in there and I want to watch them. Can I do that? I'm like, yeah, you got to get a camera. And like, so we were like, sort of, there's just like evolution of like, what can you do as we were like giving internet to people. We grew up in Brooklyn, and it was like, I remember like pre-internet in that town, and my dad had a computer business. So it was just a natural fit that people got computers, then they wanted to get computers on the internet. And then we were just like expanding what we could provide after that.
That's great. It's a brilliant business model, a brilliant business to be in, because it's really just like terminals and like the evolution of terminals changing. So you go from, Wi-Fi and printers and desktop computers, right, with big clunky square cubes to, laptops and phones and Nintendo Switches and PS5s and the Amazon Echoes. And then like what's coming up? We've got humanoid robots, smarter cars, let's call them.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Like everything is connected. Wow, that goes back to like everything is connected too.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
What else do you think? Well, other than humanoid robots, do you think we'll get like flying cars or something?
I mean, I think they have some of that stuff already, right? Like there's like jetpacks, like
True. Yeah.
Like,
I think that's like an actual recreational thing some people do at like cottages now, right? Like over the lakes, they've got like.
And there's even, I've seen like military demonstrations where there's like soldiers
Sick
with jetpacks, and it's not on the water. It's like literally a jet backpack, and they fly. They're like the water jets, but it's actually like a propeller. Whew. So I think like that, like drone technology is probably going to get mental. I don't like the idea of flying cars, to be honest, because I think of like accidents on the ground, and then it's like, what happens to gravity?
Yeah,
when these things people are going to smash into each other.
Yeah,
I just think it's unfortunate, but I just and I don't like that idea of that, like how that's going to affect birds and things that just I don't know.
Do you think because like wind turbines are pretty controversial, right? Do you think that they emit some kind of frequency that like disrupts? Yeah, I know that's very pseudo-ish, but I don't know. Who knows, right?
I don't know.
And that's an honest answer.
Yeah. I've heard about how there's a lot of bird deaths from the windmills, but I've never looked into it too deeply. And I think like, again, I think humanity we would learn ultimately that, oh, wow, there's like this sub benefit that we never thought about to us if we actually just operated from a space of like, we aren't separate from this. Like there's a story that I really love called Wilding. It's a bit of a tangent, but it's this farm in England where they were basically going bankrupt, and they were like, let's just cancel our dairy business. We'll stop farming for soy because we got to like pesticide the shit out of the land, and we got to give the cows all this stuff, and it's expensive. And they just decided to rewild their whole area, right? And the process of learning that they went through as things were happening, and there was just like the woman, Isabella Tree, she's like, oh, I learned that there's this old English saying that's the thorn bush is the mother of the oak tree. And why that is because oaks that just kind of pop out of the ground in a field always get eaten by rabbits and deer because in the winter it's a source of food for them. Right. And then, but blue jays bury oak seeds in thorn bushes because it protects the oak from getting eaten. And the jay comes back in the spring, and he uses the first leaves that come out of the oak tree to feed its young. And the removal of those first leaves actually encourages a growth spurt in the oak tree that causes it to pop up out of the thorn bush and get big enough that no longer it can be eaten by a deer. And so there's like all this stuff going on behind the scenes that like if humanity just said, well, how is this good, like in a holistic way for not only us? I think the benefits to us would be like it's unimaginable how good that would be, but we don't think that way,
right? Yeah,
and so and it's like, again, everything's connected. It's like the blue jay does that because somehow he knows that the thorn bush will protect the sapling, and then he's going to need that sapling in the spring because that early food is good for his young. It's like, what if we thought like beyond the end of our nose, when we designed these systems that we install. Yeah. Right.
I think the best, let's call it human inventions, will be originated from nature. I think you're absolutely right about that. Like sometimes there is real world cases of that. Like I think there's like a stealth bomber that looks like it's like a hawk diving or something, and the aerodynamics are just like it's like the best. So it's physics. You can't change physics, and there is one truth. There's one great truth, right? And it's just finding out what that truth is. Did you see? There's a video of, I don't know who it's from or what it is, but it's using somehow AI in like a 3D retrospective, listening to a bird's chirping.
Okay.
And it's actually mapping like the different sounds and stuff. So it's like in the next few years, we're going to understand like how to communicate with birds. And amazing. Like, I know, and like AI is just so wild. I wonder if I can maybe I'll be like Jamie right now. Jamie, bring it up. Here, let me try and find it and I'll get it to you. So birds chirping AI. Hunter, you're going to be Jamie in the future. Is so crazy. So let's see, birds AI. That didn't come up with anything. Let's try AI. Birds AI. Here we are. Yeah, and we'll have this up on the screen too. I'm assuming we're not really
Wow.
making money with this, so I don't think anyone can copyright sue us.
There is no second best.
Yeah, so it's just so sick, eh? Like,
That's really cool.
I know. Unreal.
Of course,
Yeah, man.
somebody says it's about crypto, but
Yeah. The subtitles are "Buy Bitcoin"
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Buy my shitcoin." The bird.
bird coin.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's funny. Do you dabble in any bit of crypto? Do you?
I did, and I should
did?
be a multimillionaire by
Oh, yeah.
now if I knowing in hindsight. But
Yeah.
I think like I bought Bitcoin in 2018.
Damn.
Got stolen off of the exchange I was on Coinberry. I still need to actually call Coinberry about that because it was like it was a full Bitcoin just taken out of my wallet. And they were like, sorry.
Oh my.
You know. And then I did pretty good. Like I think I invested about 30 grand and I turned it into 350,000 and then I got out.
Nice.
So, but I should have
Well done.
bought more.
Yeah, I know, right? Could have been 350 million.
I know.
Just like a little bit of patience or something.
I think, yeah, and I think like I'm not an expert really. I used to look into it a lot, but I think Bitcoin lost its soul when it started to get heavily regulated.
right.
I think like what is it? What's Satoshi Nakamoto?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I think Satoshi. The reason he created Bitcoin out of the 2008 financial crisis, when they realized how corrupt the banks are, because banks are evil.
Yes.
I think his vision was actually beautiful. And it was that like, I could essentially transact with you and nobody needs to know about it. Like why the hell should somebody be in between that conversation? If I want to, buy this off of you, why can't you say it's, 0.3 of a Bitcoin and I can say, okay, I'm going to transfer that directly to you and you receive it.
Right.
There's all these middlemen in all this management of our money. And I understand there's always going to be bad actors and that there needs to be some protection around that. Because, like I had Bitcoin stolen from me too, but like the vision is amazing that people can transact without intermediaries and people knowing what you do with your money. And that's kind of been ruined now, I think, because there's all this. It's still more private than a lot of other ways of using your money, but I think that all the regulation is. I think it's, and when they're like, oh, it's used for illegal purpose, it's like, well, what do you think cash? You're going to stop using, US dollars, it's like, it's used for illegal shit all the time.
Yeah.
So I just find that, unfortunately, I think it's kind of lost its path right now. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, 100%. I think like as a store of value, it makes a lot of sense and it's incredibly interesting.
Yeah. Deflationary currency is an amazing idea. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And maybe something will evolve from it, like maybe a new idea or Bitcoin is the end all kind of replacement of gold. Like, whether we run out of gold or an asteroid comes by full of gold, either way, like either gold is going to be super cheap with this asteroid that we capture and start mining, or gold is going to be, $10,000 an ounce or whatever the bid is. I think it's like 4,000 or 5,000 right now.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be, or $1 million. Like, so it goes either way. But with Bitcoin, there's just like, this is how many there is. And that's it. Where it's like,
It's 21,000 and it'll never be any more than that.
Yeah. And people are not talking in Bitcoin, but they're talking in Satoshis, like sats. Like here's 20 sats. Like McDonald's new quadruple burger, only
quadruple bypass burger.
Only 4 Satoshis, limited time.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Like why not? I think it's a great path forward. It would be cool. Yeah. And it's efficient. Let's go back to smart homes.
Okay,
So are you willing to divulge and talk about a little bit of some things you're working with in the Durham region area, or do you want to keep that, or I don't know?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a specific shareholder who you're working with to help revolutionize energy in the local area, essentially, right?
A shareholder, you mean like just like a product that we're using?
Like the Durham region.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't know if I can say exactly, but I can like.
Okay, this is what I was alluding to. So I didn't fully come out with being like, how's that going?
No, yeah. Maybe I can just say I can
Sure.
talk like a bit about it.
Sure, because it is like potentially revolutionary.
Yeah, so it's like I'm basically part of the reason why I'm doing this project is to see how we can reduce like grid consumption. So I'm actually I'm pitching the IESO right now, and they are I'm actually looking for funding for this because
Sweet.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so hey,
So full blown.
yeah.
There is no there's no red tape. You
yeah, I can talk about that
Okay.
for sure.
Cool.
And so like it's basically like you remember when they did that that thermostat project and they basically said it's $75 credit, you can get a smart thermostat.
It's almost unbelievable. It was like too good to be true. It's like, is this real?
Yeah. So what that was like they could control your thermostat in peak use times to, middle of July, everybody's got their air conditioner set to 19 or 18. They could remotely turn your temperature up by 1 or 2 degrees. And that was the agreement you had to make in order to get the free thermostat. Yeah. So that they spent millions of dollars on that, the government, because they're weighing all of this consumption versus building a new reactor. And a lot of, utility electrical generators aren't actually making enough electricity in Ontario now, especially with all the electrical cars that are coming online and people are needing more power than ever, right? More things are being connected and using power in our homes. So it's like I'm trying to do this proof of concept of like, well, what if we had this home that was aware of what's happening to the electricity, like at 24/7, and there's like a battery, there's a solar array. We have this smart electrical panel that's able to, turn breakers on and off based on how energy is being used in the home. And then like, what if we had like an AI that's trained on watching this system, and then it starts to really predict what you're doing. This is like the Google Nest thermostat on steroids, because it just basically was like, at 4 p.m. they typically adjust it to this temperature. Let's assume that going forward, right? Well, this would be like, somebody is waking up and stirring in the bedroom at 4 o'clock in the morning. There's like a 90% chance that they're going to go to the bathroom and go pee, right? So it's like, well, let's turn some lights on in the hallway and the bathroom, but it's going to be red light. It's not going to be like this 100% blue sunlight color, right?
Right.
And then let's predictively just make power ready for that to happen. And then it's like they typically spend 3 minutes in the bathroom. Who needs to wash their hands at 4 o'clock in the morning? They get in and get out and they go back to bed. and then it's like the energy system just goes, okay, this has happened enough times that we can follow this sequence and we're predictably right 90% of the time, and then it just turns off. And then like you as a homeowner, if that doesn't work, you'll be able to do something. But it's like, how do we make that as efficient as possible and as least irritating as possible?
Yeah, true.
So it's like if I just did that without the AI, there could be moments where we sort of like bump into the wrong automation sequence, and then you're just like, take this out of my house, right? Like with people with the thermostats, a lot of people would just manually override the temperature controls because they're like, no, I don't want to do 20 degrees right now. I'm friggin' hot, right? And so they would manually override it. So if we had this AI system knowing what's happening to all the electricity in your home, and these presence sensors knowing like where the people are at in the home, we are creatures of habit. There's going to be routines that we follow. If it's between 5 to 7 p.m., there's a pretty good chance you're in your kitchen cooking dinner, right? But most of the rest of the day, maybe the oven doesn't even need power, right? So it's like, how do we have this, basically, I've said it, but it's like be as efficient as possible and as least irritating as possible. So I'm basically setting my house up to be a guinea pig for this.
Sick.
and then I'm going to collect like a year of data on
Right.
how me and my wife use the home, and then what can the AI system learn from that data, and then how do we have it interact with my smart home system to reduce our energy consumption as much as possible. And then if that proves like true, say we're like 30% more efficient than not using the system,
Yep.
well then like what does that mean on like a grid scale? Of,
Right.
like, and then it's like, would the government be willing to weigh that against building a new nuclear reactor, and then maybe saying, hey, there's rebates for people to get this smart automation system into their home as well. Does that make sense?
Dude, 100%.
Okay.
I follow.
Okay.
I think most people. I think you made it very easy to understand, Hunter. Did that make sense?
Yeah. Don't lie to me, Hunter.
Yeah. It's like a greener home program on steroids.
Yeah.
Assessing the entire home, not just your Nest thermostat or whatever, but like how you conduct your entire livelihood through the home.
Yeah,
And,
because there's phantom loading going on a lot.
True,
We have like
right.
all these lights. Like a light can use like 1 watt a day, which is
Right.
like 365 watts. And it's like, how many of those do we have?
true.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, and that adds up in your bill.
Yeah.
Do you think there would probably be like a battery, kind of like what's it called?
Like the Savant home battery.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Like
Yeah.
a power wall kind of a thing.
You'd
Yeah.
kind of absolutely would need that, or maybe not. But
Yeah.
if you want to be net zero off grid, then you would.
Yeah.
As like a store of energy to tap into when
Yeah.
you need it. And you're huge on the Savant system, actually. Do you want to talk a little bit about them?
Yeah.
Give them a shout out.
Yeah, I like Savant a lot. I would say like they have like a way that they beautifully package. Beautifully, I'm making new words. Beautifully package.
It's efficient.
Yeah. We're just gonna cut letters. We're just gonna make sounds at each other, like the birds. Yeah. And then our phones will interpret what we're talking about.
That's
That's the future, baby.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So no, they have a way of beautifully packaging all of the different aspects of your smart home. So like I think a common problem people do is they go, oh, I want speakers, and they're like, I'm buying Sonos, and then they go, oh, I want a camera, and they just buy like a Eufy camera, and they just go. And they go and they go and they go. And then it's like they just have like 7 different apps on their phone. Like the camera can't talk to the lights. The speakers are only able to be used on dad's phone because he's the only one who figured it out. So it's just like it becomes a mess, right? So Savant has really done a really beautiful thing where it's like your home audio, your lighting, your smart blinds, your cameras, like your alarm system, everything is in one ecosystem. And then like the routines get like insane with that. Like you can have like a light switch that's got 4 buttons on it, and you can have like I'm home routine, and you push that, and it's like your audio system plays the local radio station that you've pre-selected. The lights only turn on in certain areas because it's a certain time of day, and the lights follow the color and temperature of the sun,
Right.
to help you with circadian rhythm,
Cool.
which has actually been proven. It's not just a gimmick. Like
100%. That's why
totally help.
every device now has like a reduced blue feature, basically. Like pretty much every one since 2020.
Like, why not the lights in your house, right? And so they've really, and then they have this whole home energy system as well, where they have like these smart breakers. They have, and they just click right into your electrical panel.
Nice. Not smart plugs.
No, not smart
Sparks
plugs.
or spark plugs.
Yeah. No, they don't have those for cars yet. But so yeah, they click right in your panel. It gives you revenue grade data on what's happening with the electricity in
Sick.
your home, and then they also have an inverter and a battery stack. So they can do like a full solar array system. You just have to get your solar panels from somewhere else, but
Right.
that's your solar panels it doesn't need some integration. It's just collecting the energy.
Nice.
So
Wicked.
all that stuff together, you can really end up with an amazing, sophisticated smart home that's got all these different connections that are able to communicate with you, your family, each other.
So it's probably easier to do what you're trying to achieve with the localization of saving energy with a Savant system as opposed to having Amazon, Google, Eufy, Nest, and what's the other one? Ring, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably easier to have. I mean, you could, but it's just more programming, and probably one thing goes wrong though, it's going to break that communication. I'm sure.
Yeah. And like there's dead ends on all these products too.
Of course,
because there's like. Apple doesn't really have amazing cameras, in my opinion. Like they're very limited on your options there. And,
right.
Google, I don't think does great cameras. They don't have like a good Wi-Fi system. Like there's certain products that are good at certain parts of the home automation system, whereas Savant, like I can use different alarm systems, for example, like Paradox or DSC.
Yeah.
And that can be adopted into the Savant system. And then me as a homeowner, I have no clue about the Honeywell app. I don't even need it on my phone. I'm just using Savant to control.
Oh, man, we had that to start in our new home we bought, a Honeywell Home Pro. I could not for the life of me figure out how to connect it to my phone. I got a Nest right away just because I'm familiar with that, right? And it just works as business as usual from there. But there's so many situations where even like yesterday, Abby was like, Alexa, turn off TV. And then Alexa was just automatically like, sorry, I can't do that. And it's like, bitch, you did it yesterday. What are you talking about?
I'm like so rude to the point. I have this thing like when tech doesn't work for me, I'm like offended. So I'm just like, God damn it, Alexa. Like I'm like when the AI overlords get smart enough, they're probably coming for me first. Right. The rude things I say too.
Yeah. So super excited. We're gonna have Savant installed from you in our home. I think that just makes a lot of sense. Took me a bit to get converted from eventually parting with my Eufy because I do actually like Eufy versus Ring at least. And I've got an Amazon Echo here and there, but those can be connected with the Savant system. It's
the Echo Scan.
The Eufy probably will need to be replaced with Savant's proper one, and that's fine. Or whatever. Or Ring.
Each brand has its own little niche that they are good at.
Right.
It's like if you want to broaden the scope of like what your home is capable of, then you get limitations.
And I guess maybe like they may open it up to let it be communicated, because I mean that's technically a bonus for them. They don't want to what's it called, sacrifice the potential for their device to be connected with some like overall arching one program, right? Apparently that's why Tesla is offering Apple CarPlay to be actually like the unit, the like visualization of it instead of their own as an option. I don't know if you heard about this, but Apple is going to have Google AI. I don't know if it's still Bard or Google AI or whatever. As like Siri, like powering Siri now.
Which Apple's like been behind the ball on AI so much.
Big time. They lost like $1 billion trying to develop their own car. Probably $1 billion trying to come up with their own AI, and they're just.
I'm sure it was fun though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I wish I had that play money.
I know, right? Yeah. They got enough.
Car.
Apparently, Tesla almost was the Apple car in another dimension, in another timeline.
Oh, really? Okay.
Tesla was supposed to be the Apple car. He had a meeting with Tim Cook, and then and then apparently Tim Cook didn't go to that meeting or something like
Crazy.
that. Yeah, wild, right?
Yeah.
So other than smart home technology and stuff, do you want to cap it off? Is there any other thoughts that come to mind with smart home tech?
I think I would just say, like one of the things I think is awesome about it is just about saving time.
Wicked.
And I think there's like better things we could do with our time than like search for our remote or our keys or wonder if we left the garage door open and driving back home. So like, I think, for people out there hearing this and maybe interested, like you don't have to go crazy. Like there's small little integrations you can do that will make your life better. And I think if you're wondering about what to do, it's like, that's how I initially approached it. I was like, I hate carrying keys around. I don't like keys in my pocket. What do I do? And then I was like, I'm going to get a smart lock. for my front door. I don't have keys anymore. I have like my car key and that's it. It's like the tiny little fob, right?
Nice.
If I had a new car like you, I wouldn't even need that.
Yeah, true.
There's the selling case for Tesla. But like, you know, so like those are great ways to approach it. Like try to solve problems that you have.
True. Yeah. Make life
like,
better.
Yeah. And like, I think, you know, right now I would just say like we're doing a lot of Starlink stuff, which is really cool. I got an email from SpaceX the other day, which absolutely like turned the hairs up on the back of my neck.
Sick.
I've been trying to talk to them for years, but I'm really hoping that that is something that comes to fruition and we can partner with them, because I feel like I'm reliving my youth all over again, because we were like doing ExploreNet for people, giving them the internet for the first time. And now what's happening is we're taking people who have like 2 megabytes per second in the country and we're giving them like 300 with Starlink. And then it's like the gateway drug is just happening all over again. So that's something that's really cool that's happening right now for us. And we're doing a lot of that in Durham. There's a lot of farms and stuff around here where people are needing good internet. And we're giving that to them, that's
awesome.
Which is really cool.
Yeah. Even with the fiber expansion, like there's still, like you said, farms that need a Starlink on a roof to have, like, say if someone wants to watch their horses, like you brought up earlier. Well, maybe that modem isn't really, maybe it's unreliable. So you get a Starlink dish, boom, that'll at least enhance it, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know. You're the expert though.
No, dude, Starlink is an amazing product.
It is, isn't it?
It's the best internet, like for rural people, like ever on Earth.
Yeah,
and it's an amazing product.
There's a comparison I keep hearing too, that like even though fiber is like super fast, like the actual like material of fiber to transmit data, nothing quite beats the vacuum of space.
Oh, okay.
So you can actually send like faster than even fiber.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So even though you're seeing like, we're so stupid. We had 8 gigabits a second package from Bell here, thinking that we were going to get 8 gigabits per second.
Right.
Even though there's like, unless you're like, the, I don't know, NSA or NASA or something where you actually have devices that do that. And most consumer products max out at 3 or whatever. Right. But anyway, Bell
will sell it to you though.
Yeah, of course they will.
Right? We'll give you 8 gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's $500 a month. We love that.
Ridiculous. So even though the limit is, let's say, 8 gigabits per second fiber, that's probably our longer next 10 years limit of devices that may come out, like new whatever. Samsung Frame is now capable of 8 gigabits a second. Probably won't be, but let's just say that. The satellites from Starlink can technically reach, like, if I'm not mistaken, like unlimited speeds.
Yeah, they're going to get faster.
Yeah.
This is just like phase 1. Like it's going to get faster. And I think you bring up a really good point though, which is something a lot of people don't know. And this is something we're doing a lot of too, is like, I get a lot of customers who are getting Starlink and they're like, I hate Rogers and I hate Bell. and then I look them up and they're in like, Oshawa. And I'm like, well, you know what? And I literally just sold a package on this yesterday. I'm like, why are you getting Starlink? Because you're not in the country. And she's like, well, I was with Rogers. I never got the speed I was paying for. And they gave me these plug-in wall adapters. It didn't change anything for me. So then I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I canceled. I went to Bell.
Right.
Now I'm on a 1.5 gigabit fiber package. Excuse me. And I'm not getting that speed either. And what did they do? They came and gave me the same plug-in adapters in the wall, and they don't work, right? So what I said to her, I said, well, look, Starlink's great. It's only 300 megabit per second, so it's 5 times slower than your package from Bell. But your way that you can actually solve this problem is you have to fix your internal network, because Bell's responsibility stops at the modem. And that's the same for Starlink, Rogers, any of these companies. Their responsibility ends at their modem. So your network inside your home, inside your building, that's up to you. True. So I said, like, there's these, Wi-Fi 7 access points. I can get you a Wi-Fi 7 switch. We'll run some Cat 6 cable, which can do up to 10 gig a second. And then like the Ethernet ports on each of these devices is 2.5 gig, right? So because we put that in, she's now going to get like up to 2.5 gig speed on all the connections.
Right.
But you know, most in-home Wi-Fi systems are capped at 1 gig now. So Bell and Rogers are selling all these packages that are 3 gig and blah, 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 and you're never going to get that speed if you don't overhaul the network inside your house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Same as here. You'll never get 8 gig. You'd have to do fiber, everything. And I don't even know if there's fiber access points. Like
they did. So we've been here for 7 years now ish, I think, going on 8. And for us, like uploading data to our like editors is like crucial. We're uploading like between 100 and 300 gigabytes a day.
Wow.
And so having the speeds is super critical. So yeah, they've run Bell. And I think Rogers is now in here too. They've kind of run it through the ceiling actually, which is kind of funny. Okay. I guess it was the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Now we are paying for, I believe it's, I think it's 3, but I think we get close to it actually because we get like, I don't know, we upload like straight data to it, right?
Nice.
From our, like we get fast speeds, which is great.
Yeah, that's good.
Right from the Ethernet, right? There is like a device you were mentioning that people can have and you install it. And it's got like the up to 4 Ethernet ports, I think, which is awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah, just like a network switch.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can split it up.
Yeah. Is it a huge headache though, running Ethernet cable in a home that's already got drywall up and stuff?
I mean, it's worse than if you don't have drywall.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you know, I've been doing that forever, so it's like there's lots of creative ways to do it and hide it.
Yes.
But yeah, it's not ideal.
I have an amateur question.
Yeah.
How do you like run? Do you like have like a magnet, or because like the funniest thing I've seen was someone using a cat.
Yeah.
So that you drill a hole, and this is a deck. Okay, this is outside at a deck. Drill a hole, and the cable's got to go to the other end of this deck.
Yeah.
And so the easiest way was they wrapped a cable safely around this cat's neck, I guess, or body or something.
Yeah.
And then put the cat through the hole. And then someone had a treat at the other end and then ran the cable through like under the deck super easily because the cat popped up and got the treat. Now, I know you're not using cats to run Ethernet cables, but like, I don't know, amateur question. Like, how is it done? Do you like literally just use your hand, or is there a magnet? You got to get through studs and stuff. How is it done?
So we do a lot of cable runs outside the home. So like we'll go, and depending on like the finish of your home, like we'll go like behind eaves troughs or like in like, you know, in siding, there's like little trim like gaps on the end. So we'll go in there. We'll go into the attic and then come down from above.
So it's simpler than I thought. You don't actually go through studs.
Yeah,
that's just ruining the integrity of the home.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't get a drill in there really. Like,
right.
There's been some jobs where we had to get a cable somewhere, and it's like we would just drill like a 4-inch circular hole, and then we would just do like several of those, and we keep the circle piece, right? Oh. And we kind of create a path with all the circles, and then we use like a fish line, which is basically like, you know, one is, and then it's got a screw end and a male and female end, and you screw them together, and you can just keep adding to it. And so that'll kind of go through our path, and you just have, you know, one at one end and the other, and you tape the wire on and you pull it through. And then the drywaller's got to go in and he's got to fix all those holes. Like that's an extreme case, but I try to avoid that as much as I can.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah, I agree. That's just like a job no one really wants to do. That's so like, yeah. But yeah, going outside and around and through nooks and crannies and clever shortcuts, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, true. That makes a lot of sense. Makes sense. Cool. So apart from that, you've got a fun and personal side.
Yeah.
You're a huge comedy and stand-up fan, and you've actually even taken some courses and classes as well. Aspirations to get on stage. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I did do the Second City comedy course in Toronto. That was like an 8-week program, and then on the last night, you had to do a 5-minute set. Which was like really nerve-wracking. And then I did go, I was going to some open mics. It's mostly bombing.
Brutal. Yeah.
It was funny though, because I found like how I responded when I bombed actually made the crowd laugh. Oh yeah. I'd be like, "Girl, that didn't work," and then like I would, you know,
nice. At least you brought laughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
whether it's in here or not.
Yeah, mostly crying in here. Yeah, but it was good. Like, I mean, I love what's happening in comedy right now. Like, I love
Sweet.
like, you know, the Kill Tony thing and just like how people are coming out and like trying to rip a minute and actually, you know, getting famous that way. And I do want to take the level 2 course, but I think like I really just have to commit to doing more open mics and getting in there and practicing. I probably also need to just like, there's some joke books, like joke writing books. I probably just need to get one of those and just practice, like,
Sweet.
because I do have like funny moments. I like making people laugh.
Right on, of course.
And you know, and it is fun to, but it's like I find it's so organic. So then it's like to take like a scripted thing and still have that organic flow to it is like really the sweet spot. And like, you know, taking people to like scary places that they wouldn't maybe feel comfortable and then making them like laugh in that place, or like, you know, have them assume you're going somewhere and you go somewhere else. Like, I really love that. Like, there's a guy on YouTube. I love his shorts. His name's Quinn Dale. He's like, you always think he's going somewhere. And it's great. Cause it's like, he obviously knows this. And then he just takes you completely. You're just like,
nice.
What?
That's great.
So it's good. I think I got to get into another course for sure.
That's awesome. Comedy is truly an art. Like, yeah, you're literally performing like a mostly memorized skit that, you know, may go on tangents, or you explore things as you're performing, obviously, but there's all different kinds of genres. It's like music. You can do deadpan, you can do brutal honesty, you can do all flavors and themes, and like comedy is pretty cool, especially being on like on stage and stuff. And what a way to like also bring it all together and make life connected, because like laughter is like probably like what most people need to just feel better, especially in like the shitty world that we kind of live in, mostly doom and gloom. You know, maybe a little bit more laughing and humor and might actually do really well, especially in these really, really like tense disagreements ideologically and everything, right? And, like maybe a little laughter is probably good for people. I know, right?
I do like, I'm in a men's team, and it's just really for like personal development and
nice.
There's like always, so we have meetings like every 2 weeks for 3 hours, and there's always an activity. And a new guy is responsible for the activity every week. And it's like, you know, I was on activity yesterday, and the game I came up with was called Worst Advice Ever. So it was like each of us had to like say a problem that we had, and then the other men in the group had a minute to be like, to give that guy the worst advice ever, for, you know, and then it was like whoever gave the worst advice won, right?
Nice.
And then you got to give like a punishment to the other guys because you won, right? And so my punishment, I won one of the rounds, and my punishment was I made the other guys have an argument, just making sounds with their bellies all touching.
Oh, geez.
And it was just like so stupid. Like, I'm like, but it's like we talk about a lot of serious stuff in the meetings, right?
Awesome,
like you bring like your mud to the meeting.
Nice, yeah.
And then it's like you have this moment like that kind of in the middle, and then we all have like a snack, you know, there's a guy on food, and it's like it really resets the tone.
Nice.
So it's a good reminder, man. It's
That's
like
great.
we can take and I'm guilty of this too. It's like we can take ourselves way too friggin' seriously sometimes, and it's like you know, not needed for every moment in life.
100%, man. That's awesome. That sounds really cool. I think everyone needs something like that, a circle that they can feel comfortable with, and like just, you know, whether that's, because like sometimes you can't always do that with your spouse or your pet.
I highly recommend you don't.
Good advice. That was good advice. Do you have any favorite comedy spots? Have you been anywhere in the Durham region?
Yeah, like the Yuck Yucks is really good. Like I go there quite a bit.
Sweet.
I always sit in the front row.
Oh yeah, so you could get picked.
Yeah,
picked on.
I always sit in the front row.
That's great.
Because it's just, I think that's really the best experience. Like you just go right up front.
100%. There's actually the Pickering Live is a pretty sweet venue now.
Oh, I didn't know
we,
that.
we saw Tim Dillon live.
Oh, okay.
We were like sixth row from the front as well too, and he was great.
Okay,
he was
nice.
awesome. Yeah. So now there's like Yuck Yucks is awesome for that small intimate vibe.
Yeah.
But like a little bigger venue, like your like typical venue.
Yeah.
For bigger names is great to have at Pickering Live now too.
Cool.
And then the one that's outside of the Durham region, it's super cool. You got to go to a place called Comedy Alley.
Okay.
It's also called Laughing Vikings.
Okay.
So it's like literally even like almost like half the size of the studio wall. Like it's like this narrow alley where like most good things don't happen in an alley.
Yeah.
But laughter
Give me
happens.
all your money.
But laughter happens in this alley, and
That's cool.
and they thrive off the fact that they're in an alley. But it's actually quite. It's not like a dirty like. There's not like a dumpster nearby. It's like on like a second level deck,
Okay.
and quite cozy with like nice string lights and
Nice.
stuff. Comedy Alley or Laughing Vikings is awesome.
Cool.
Super cool.
Where is that?
It's right, of course. It's I wish we had something like that in the Durham region. It is off of the Danforth, I believe.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, closer to the DVP.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I believe it's
look that up.
either Danforth or one of those main streets.
Okay, cool.
Closer to the DVP, and it's so sick, super cool. Highly recommended. Sit in the front.
Yeah. A Canadian comic I really like is Ben Bankus.
Oh yeah,
You've ever heard of
Yes.
him? Yeah, he's wicked. Yeah.
Yes, that's great. Yeah.
The new mayor of Toronto. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh my god.
He ran, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That just clicked big time for
Ben
me.
Bankus for mayor. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do some comedy nights here. I think it'd be really fun.
That'd be wicked, man.
Yeah, dude. We'll have you headline.
Yeah. No pressure.
And let's see here. Let's take a look at some of our last questions, bro.
Okay.
Here's a good one. So, second last, okay?
Okay.
If you could trick out one famous Durham landmark with smart tech, city hall, a park, or whatever, what would you do and why? Does anything come to mind with something that the public can use? Maybe I don't know. Is there because it all comes from nuisance and making something better.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to be like quite a product that you're using, but how would you make something in the Durham region better?
Yeah, I think honestly, the first thing that came to mind was the Parkwood Estate.
Oh yeah.
Which is the McLaughlin House, right beside the hospital. Yeah, so it's like because there's like an aspect of like gardening there. Like they have a greenhouse, and they have visitors come there. Like I think it would be, and it's an older building, so there's automations you could do for the greenhouse to probably make it more efficient. Like you could be like the humidity levels are this, and watering happens at this time, and so you could automate all those aspects of it, and then of course do things on energy efficiency for because I'm sure it sits vacant for long periods of time as well. So I think that would be cool because it's like a historic building. It's got a lot of history and it's still in use today. So it's like, how do we kind of keep its look and feel, but bring it to the modern age and give it, some automations that help it to be cared for better.
That's awesome. Yeah. It brings to mind Camp 30, what I'm working with the Jurylands Foundation to make a documentary. Literally, this episode will probably be posted after the decision. So I wonder, it's only like in 6 days, what they're going to do with that cafeteria. But using some of that smart technology, there's a company called Manorville Homes and a gentleman named JJ that's spearheading the restoration potential efforts, let's call it. And so I'm going to have to name drop you because you might actually be able to help. Because if it's all about like energy preservation and cutting down costs, there might be something really good there actually.
Cool.
Yeah. That's like kind of like a conversation that could have happened outside, but we're having it live. That's cool. Yeah, man. Super sick, dude.
Yeah.
Man, we had our own Leonardo da Vinci, local resident.
Hardly.
Lots of cool things. So much awesome stuff happening with smart homes. Maybe next time you're here, we'll have another guest, maybe like Optimus or like a robot be with us too. And the Uplynk integration's going really good.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for coming. Any parting words?
No, I think just thank you for having me.
Cool, dude.
And you know, I enjoy chatting with you,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
So
You're welcome
it's,
anytime. If there's any major developments that come up or reasons to have people talk or listen to you, yeah, come by anytime, bro.
Great.
Sick, man. Thank you.